I'm Melody Friedebach, and we're all with Gardeners Out East Garden Club. It's a garden club. It's been in existence here in Manatee County and Lakewood Ranch specifically for the last 10 years. We're celebrating our 10th year anniversary this month, as well as the dedication of this beautiful Gold Star marker. Well, the Gold Star is a memorial marker to families, and it's sponsored actually by the National Garden Clubs. So garden clubs, local garden clubs, can purchase both the Gold Star Families marker and a Blue Star marker. Our garden club has purchased both of those markers, and so we dedicated a Blue Star marker about 6 years ago. Today is our day to dedicate this Gold Star Families marker. Well, it's really kind of an honor for us to be able to honor families and veterans of people who have served our country, and that's a very high honor for us to be able to do that for our county. Well, we hope we have a lot of Gold Star families that are here today with us. Our keynote speaker is Stephanie Edwards, who lost her son 13 years ago in Afghanistan. It's hard to lose a family member. I've done that, and it's just a great honor for our club to be able to recognize those families and know that we support them and we appreciate the sacrifice their families gave for our country. We do a lot locally. Like I say, we had the Blue Star. We have a butterfly garden here in Lakewood Ranch.
Well, the educational programs that we offer, COVID kind of made that difficult, so we're just getting back and making educational programs available to the public. And education, outreach, and community service is what we're all about.
We have a website, gardenersouteast.com. You could go and see some of the activities, et cetera, that we've been doing and plan to do in the future.
Yes, it is a great honor. It means a lot to me that our county is recognizing our Gold Star families and our servicemen and women that have given their life for our freedom and our country. And I believe this is another way that they have said that we remember, we honor, and we will never forget. I'm very proud of his service. I'm very proud that he took on that call to duty, stepped up and answered that call with no hesitation whatsoever. So it makes me very proud to be his mom. It's very sad. I miss him very, very much. But I am very proud of his service and all that he did for our country. I believe for Gold Star families, it means that it is a way that our community has said, like I said, that they do honor their sacrifice. They do remember their sacrifice, and that they will not forget the sacrifice of our loved ones. Yes, it does my heart very good. I remember at Patrick's Memorial, the county here in Manatee County is a huge veterans community, and they showed up, and I see today they are still showing up, and it just gives me, makes me feel very good, and I'm sure other Gold Star parents would be very appreciative of those that still want to pay their respects and remember our loved ones. I would like to say thank you. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for showing up. Also, this is a time that they can, as they come by to the library, and they have a chance to educate their children on what the Gold Star means to this country, that the sacrifices of our fallen heroes are not forgotten, and the price that they paid for the freedoms that we get to enjoy here.
I was very happy to see this event here at our new Lakewood Ranch Library. In Manatee County, we're doing everything we can to help all of our veterans and the veteran services. And we need to honor everyone who's put forth the service and protected us and protected our freedom. And this is just one more example of trying to do what's right for the veterans and their families. I think what we've seen and what we knew was there's a strong support for veterans. There are a lot of veterans in Manatee County, a lot of veteran families in Manatee County. We're a very diverse group, and when you see something like this and you see how many people have shown up on a Saturday morning just to honor a family here in Lakewood Ranch is a testament to just how strongly all of our community feels about our veterans and how much we want to take care of them and support them as much as we possibly can. Again, we're trying to help all the citizens in Manatee County, and veterans are one of them. We have a dedicated Veterans Affairs group just to help you. So if you're a veteran, if you're a family of veterans, if you're a widow of a veteran, come see us, because we've got services and we've got connections, whether it be VASH vouchers, VA, working with Tunnel the Towers on some new housing opportunities. We want to get these services out to you. We're doing our best to promote these services to you because you deserve them, and we're here to help you navigate that system. Our Veteran Affairs Division's here to help you navigate the system, because we want to make sure that you are given all of the services that are afforded to you, whether it be federal level, state level, or local level. What I want to say is, again, reach out to us, because we're here for you. We're here for you throughout your entire life and thereafter. And we're here to provide you not only with the service, but with the honor of what you've done for Manatee County. And if you're a family member, if you're a sibling, if you're a child of a veteran, please reach out to us. We have services available from top to bottom, and we as a community, we as a government will do everything we can for you. We're local government. We're here to represent local citizens, and the more I can get out to the more places, not only to show support for everything from library services to veteran affairs services to our public safety, the more we can help continue to grow and strengthen our community. And the way we do that as county commissioners and local government is to speak to the people in the local community, understand their needs, their concerns, their wants, their desires, and make sure we're providing that to them to the best of our ability. And you can't do that unless you're out speaking to people.
So it's very important to Manatee County. I've been working for years and years with Lee Washington on a memorial for Manatee County, for our Gold Star members, Gold Star families, and our veterans who were killed in service. And to me, it's important because the way that you honor and treat your dead, it reflects on how you treat your veterans, and it reflects on the meaning that the veterans have to our community. It's my duty as a veteran service officer here in Manatee County to take care of our veterans, to make sure that they're getting the benefits that they've earned, and this is another way to honor that. So our office is mainly a benefits office. We work hand in hand with both the state of Florida and the Veterans Affairs. We are county employees, but we're working to get our veterans their veterans earned VA benefits. We work with compensation, pension, burial, education, home loans, you name it. If it's a VA related, we do it. We also work hand in hand with all of our community partners for those things that are outside of VA benefits, things that they're not quite covered by VA, but there's other needs, things like job searching, things like food insecurity, and homelessness. And we work with all of our community partners to make sure that nobody is left behind, to make sure all of our veterans are taken care of, in no matter what they need, no matter what their need is. They can call our office. It's 941-745-3795. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Our appointments are by appointment, but we handle our walk-ins as well. If we have an available service officer, we'll be able to help them then. If not, we'll make sure and get them set up for a future appointment. We also do at-home appointments if needed. If they have mobility issues, we can do phone appointments to accommodate them. You can also reach out if you don't want to call. You can also email us at vets@mymanatee.org. We have that's monitored 24/7, and we can help veterans that way as well. The importance of recognizing veterans is basically what I live for. We take care of all of our veterans, but by doing so, we're also taking care of our community, our neighbors, our family, our friends. I think it's so important to make sure our veterans are taken care of, because when we're taking care of our veterans, it's leaving the resources of the county open for the public as well. We're taking care of those resources so the county can use their resources to help people who are not veterans. And that's why it's so important that the community is involved with that. There's such a community connection because veterans are not just part of the community, they are our community. So it's important that we recognize that, it's important that we take care of them, and by taking care of them, we're taking care of the rest of our community as well.
The pillars of the Knights of Columbus is unity, fraternity, and charity. The fourth degree of the Knights of Columbus is patriotism. So we serve those who served. Everything we do is in honor of our veterans, our church and state. So it's an honor to be here for this Gold Star Memorial dedication. It's just an honor to be participating in this. It's very important to honor our veterans. There's no better way to do it than in a public manner at a library, a facility of the government. I think is very important. I think it means everything. My dad served in World War II. He didn't like to talk about it a lot, but I think it's very important for the families of those who served to know that the veterans are being recognized and acknowledged and honored. It's very important to honor our veterans. There's no better way to do it than in a public manner at a library, a facility of the government. I think is very important. I think it means everything to the community to be given a chance to honor the veterans of those who served our country in such a public manner. I would like to thank them for their dedication and for the commemoration of the veterans who have passed in the service of our country. I would just like to say thank you.
As president of Gardner Southeast Garden Club, along with the staff of the Lakewood Ranch Library, I am delighted to welcome all of you here today. The dedication ceremony of this beautiful Gold Star Families Memorial Marker. And it will stand as a tribute to those families who lost a loved one in service to our country. The presentation of colors will be performed by the Knights of Columbus Color Corps from Our Lady of Angels Catholic Church. The invocation which will be delivered by Reverend Wally Harmon, a Vietnam veteran, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the Knights of Columbus, and the national anthem will be sung by our vocalist, Mrs. Lauren Hall.
Let us pray. God of the universe, the heavens contain your glory, yet you have come to be with us in Jesus Christ, and by the power of the Holy Spirit, you are present with us now in the risen Christ. We are gathered here today to dedicate this memorial plaque as a tribute to Gold Star families whose loved ones paid the ultimate price in defending the United States of America. May our honoring them bring glory and honor to your name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
that beautiful? Oh, thank you so much. You may have a seat. Because you're present today, you are special. You're our special guests, and we thank you for being here. I would like briefly to explain the club's history and the reason why we have the opportunity to erect the Blue Star Memorial, which was downtown in Lakewood Ranch in front of Town Hall, and now today, the Gold Star Memorial. Back in 2016, Gardeners Out East hosted a golf tournament, and we were very successful, and that allowed us to fund these lovely memorials. Now we're going to hear from Rosita Aristot, who came across the state to be with us this morning. She's the chairman of the Gold Star Blue Star Memorial for the Florida Federation of Garden Clubs.
Good morning. I hope you can hear me. So this is the history of our program. The Florida Federation of Garden Clubs parent organization is the National Garden Clubs Incorporated, which is a not-for-profit educational organization founded in 1929. During the spring of 1944, General Eisenhower and his troops were preparing to land on the beaches of Normandy. At the same time, the garden clubs in the state of New Jersey planted 8,000 flowering dogwood trees along a 5-mile stretch of Route 22 as a living memorial tribute to their World War II veterans. One tree was planted for each person from New Jersey serving in the war at the time. The New Jersey State Legislature subsequently designated this highway as the Blue Star Drive. In 1946, the National Garden Clubs embraced the idea of their New Jersey Federation by establishing its first nationwide project known as the Blue Star Memorial Highway Program. A ribbon of living memorial plantings traversing every state was envisioned, and a memorial marker was designed with approval of the U.S. Department of Defense to specifically identify the designated highways and the surrounding memorial gardens dedicated to our veterans. The program was named after the Blue Star in the service banner, which hung in windows of homes and businesses during World War I and II in order to honor the men and women serving in our armed forces. The blue star, signifying hope and pride, represented a family member serving abroad. The Florida Federation of Garden Clubs, in cooperation with the Florida State Road Department, dedicated its first Blue Star Memorial Highway marker on May 30th, 1949, at the terminus of Route 1 in Key West. On March 17, 1950, a second Blue Star Memorial Highway marker was dedicated at Wayside Park, just north of San Agustin. It was at this time when the entire length of Route 1 was officially designated as Florida's first Blue Star Memorial Highway. Since then, all of Florida's federal highways have been designated as Blue Star Memorials. In 1951, the National Garden Clubs expanded the memorial tribute to include all those who have served, are serving, or will serve in our armed forces. In the mid-1970s, the federal government authorized the memorialization of the country's entire interstate highway system. It is not uncommon to see a Blue Star Memorial marker at rest areas or welcome centers along our nation's interstates. The need for an extension of the Blue Star Memorial Program to accommodate other than designated highways became apparent. As a result, in 1981, a smaller Blue Star Memorial byway marker was approved by the National Garden Clubs. This marker is suitable for placing in public parks, civic and historical grounds. In 1996, another memorial marker identical to the Blue Star Memorial Highway marker, but without the word highway, was instituted in cooperation with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, specifically for placement at Veterans Administration facilities and national cemeteries. The Florida Federation of Garden Clubs has dedicated this type of Blue Star memorial marker at each of Florida's 9 national cemeteries. And finally, in 2015, another extension of the program was approved by the National Garden Clubs and involved collaboration with America's Gold Star families. And a Gold Star Families Memorial Marker was created, again with approval from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Gold Star was fashioned after the Gold Star used in the service banner, which signify a family member killed while on duty. Today, there are more than 70,000 miles of officially designated Blue Star Memorial Highways nationwide, and over 3,200 markers of all types have been dedicated since the National Garden Club's program began over 70 years ago. These include over 200 memorial markers in Florida. The Blue Star Memorial markers continuously pay tribute to the sacrifices made on our behalf by the brave members of our armed forces. The markers, along with the living memorial gardens, honor our servicemen and women who fight the forces of tyranny and win victories of liberty, human dignity, and ideals of democracy. And the Gold Star Families Memorial Markers offer tribute to the serving families of our country's fallen military heroes who have sacrificed their precious life for our freedom.
Thank you so much, Rosita. A good message. Stephanie Hernandez, we're so happy to have you here. And she is the Gold Star mother who's going to deliver her speech about her son, Patrick Lay II.
Well, good morning. I would like to thank the gardeners out east for the beautiful Gold Star marker here today. What a great way to say we honor, remember the ultimate sacrifice of our servicemen and women made for our freedom. So thank you very much. It's beautiful. I would like to also recognize, and I know that there are some here, I would like to thank every Gold Star family here today. Your loss is a weight few understand. And the sacrifices made is one you would not have chosen. But you handle it with grace and dignity that would make your loved one very proud. When I was asked to speak today on behalf of the Gold Star families, I was humbled at the thought of being able to convey just what this means to the Gold Star family. It would take me many hours to try to say all that it means to us. But I would just give you a little bit of what I came to realize. The cost of our freedom is steep, and our Gold Star families understand it better than anyone. The first time I was fully awakened to the cost of our freedom and all that it means was the day that I received a knock at my door by 2 men in uniform. As the weeks, months, and even years now have passed, I understand exactly how much freedom has cost each family who has lost a loved one in service to our country. I was and still am humbled and overwhelmed. I'm not only heartbroken for the families and service members who have made the ultimate sacrifice, but I'm grateful for each one who'd served and be willing to pay the price simply so I can live free and safe. No war has come to our shores in many generations, and these men and women who gave their lives overseas are the reason why. Most Americans will never know their names, but all know the freedom that they afford us. They are not people of great fame or fortune, they are people of great sacrifice. And that is why we, as a county here today, honor them and remember them today with this Gold Star marker. Before that moment of the news of my son being killed on foreign soil, there were so many things that I saw differently than I do now. One glaring example is now I respond to the national anthem, is how I respond to the national anthem. I once saw it as a symbol of patriotism, and I would hear it play, and I would stand proud, my hand over my heart, and my head held high. For most of my life, hearing the anthem play was like hearing a call to duty. It was my chance to stand up and show that I loved my country, but not anymore. Excuse me. Now my knees shake, and I'm barely able to stand as tears well up when the national anthem plays. I cast my gaze down, and I try to hide my eyes as floods of memories overwhelm me. As I am reminded, I'm swearing loyalty to a country that cost my son his life. I fight to remain on my feet as I hear about battles, lives lost, a flag that waves because of the brave men and women who died fighting, defending our nation and our freedom. I think about the moms and dads left behind, the countless children left fatherless and motherless. Only now do I fully understand exactly how much the flag cost. The blood and sacrifice of hundreds of thousands of men and women like my son. As a Gold Star mom, I have seen our flag in all the ways a person could. I've seen it waving from a flagpole, tall and proud. I have seen it through tears, laying carefully across a casket, and I've seen it folded in my arms. It is because of this that I hold it and our freedoms in both reverence and fear. I tell you, despite the pain my family has endured and the sacrifices that many of our military families make on a daily basis, that this country is worth every drop of blood shed and every tear cried. Greater than the lives lost is the freedom that their sacrifice affords us today. The best we can do is remember the cost, honor the fallen, and always remember them. It is not the happiest thing to do, but it's the right thing. That's the beauty of being alive and living in a free nation. So today and every day, I say the names of my son and the names of those that were killed in action with him. And I remember what they did and why. Sergeant Edward J. Frank, Private First Class Ruben Boy Lopez, Specialist Jordan M. Morris, Specialist Jamal Freeman, and my son, Specialist Patrick L. Lay II. So now let me briefly tell you a little bit about my son, Patrick Lewis Lay II. He was born on January 8th, 1990, weighing in at a whopping 10 pounds, 5 ounces, with beautiful blonde hair. He was the second love of my life after his sister, which was born 15 months earlier. They brought me so much joy to my life, just being their mom. Patrick was born and raised here in Manatee County and attended the local schools here. On the back of your program, you can read a few more details of his life, but what is not written there is he had a heart of gold and a heart to serve. He loved helping others, and I always received compliments from the elders in our church at what a kind and respectful young man he was, even at a very young age. He loved hunting, fishing, paintball during his leisure times here in Florida. He had a smile and an infectious laugh that could light up any dark room. And yes, he was Mama's boy. When he first told me that he wanted to join the Army, my first reaction was to scream, "No, not my baby boy." Then he told me he was thinking of the infantry division, and my heart sank even more because I knew that it would be in the front lines, it would be down there. I remember calling my friend and asking her brother, which was a captain at the time in the Army, to talk to him and explain to him the good, the bad, and the ugly. I wanted him to be prepared, not something that a recruiting officer would tell him, but I did want him to be prepared. I wanted him to understand just what he was signing up for. Well, he did talk afterwards, and my friend's brother called me and said, "You know, Stephanie, I believe Patrick fully does understand what it means, and that he felt that he had a very good head on his shoulder and that he would be just fine." Well, boot camp came so fast, and he excelled in training, and in his graduation, he was awarded the expert shooter for perfect score of shooting, something that had not been accomplished at Fort Benning in the 6 years prior, just 6 years prior to him. So I was very proud of that moment, too, of him. So many of his friends had made it to boot camp and were going off to bases, deploying within just a few months. My heart sank again. I thought, no, my baby boy cannot go this soon after boot camp. I couldn't imagine him having to go off into a war zone that would make him grow up so fast and witness so many things no one should have to see or be a part of at such a young age. I prayed to God, please let him stay in the States for as long as possible and be able to get as much experience as possible before having to go into battle. Thankfully, it wasn't until 15 months later that his company was deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan in March of 2011. So every visit home during that 15 months was quality time for me. Visiting the beach, going to church, cooking all of his favorite foods. I took advantage of every single moment, every call, every text I could, until the day I hugged him for the very last time and watched him board that bus that would take him to the tarmac to be deployed. I tried not to look worried or cry too much so he would not worry about me. Because every time your loved one is deployed, you know that there's a possibility of them not returning. Unfortunately, Patrick and 5 others of his unit did not return from that deployment. It was noted that in 2011, at that time, there were more casualties lost that year than when the war in Iraq began in 2001. I remember with everyone that served with him, they would always give great stories to tell me about him and how he made the days over there tolerable because of his jokes and laughters and just tried to make light of it. To this day, I still hear from guys he served with at 10th Mountain telling me what a great impact Patrick had made on their lives. Several have even named their children after him in remembrance of him. It brings comfort to my heart to hear all the stories they have of him, and he indeed touched so many lives in his very short 21 years here on this earth. So if you ever come across a Gold Star family, do not be afraid to ask them about their loved ones. We love to tell their story so their sacrifice is not forgotten. So thank you all today for listening to me, for coming out to honor our Gold Stars. And God bless you, and God bless America.
Tina Tuttle, President of Florida Federation of Garden Clubs, is here today, all the way from Pensacola. She will dedicate the marker. The acceptance of the marker will be made by Tammy Parrott, Manatee County, Manatee Library Services Manager, and Tiffany Martino, Lakewood Ranch Library Manager, and Renee Medina, who is Manatee Community and Veteran Services Manager. And we're so happy to have them here. Tina.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. It was a long drive yesterday, but it's worth every mile. So today we're going to dedicate the marker, but I want to make sure that you understand the importance, just like Stephanie so proudly proclaimed. While we go about our daily lives, or while we sleep, the men and women of the armed forces fly the skies, sail the seas, and guard our shores, ensuring our safety. They stand ready at a moment's notice to defend our great country. We must never take them for granted, and we must never forget them, and we do not. With every step of the color guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier, and with every drumbeat of our nation's patriotic holidays, we remember. When we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, we remember. At the sound of reveille, we remember. And as the last lingering notes of taps sounds in the distance, we remember. In life, these loyal patriots gave a full measure of devotion, and in death, they gave their all for the land they loved, these United States of America. Today, we also remember our nation's Gold Star families. These families have lost a loved one who had been serving in our armed forces. And while their hero has made the ultimate sacrifice defending our freedom, the surviving Gold Star family members live their daily lives with a heavy burden of emotional pain resulting from that sacrifice. Through remembering their fallen heroes, we hope to offer some small measure of comfort to our nation's Gold Star families. And by coming together and sharing the Gold Star family's pain and sorrow, let us demonstrate our support and understanding. Therefore, it is with great pride and appreciation that the members of the National Garden Clubs, the Florida Federation of Garden Clubs, and Gardeners Out East Garden Club, in cooperation with Manatee County Library and Community and Veteran Services, formally dedicate this Gold Star family's memorial marker for permanent display here at the Lakewood Ranch Library as a symbol for honor, hope, and healing. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
I have to say that I am so pleased with all of these presenters. They have done remarkably. Thank you all. Thank you all. Please remain in place for the taps to be played, and then join us in the library for refreshments and visits. Sign the guest book too. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. We appreciate it.
you.